I have no idea what it. You see, this is what I did. Never mind. But anyways, thank you for tuning in. My voice is back. Thank you. Yeah, Delilah could not be with us, so obviously she's always with us in spirit. Hopefully she'll be able to join next week. Hopefully I'll be able to join next week. Who knows? Again, we've had the revolving thing of somebody's not here. We're all here, but we're here. We're here and we're ready to go. It's another. I mean, we're at the halfway point of the season now. A lot has happened. But let's see how everybody's doing. Mr. Handy, Mr. Studio 405. How
Yes,
we
sir.
doing out there in the well, not so middle America, but you know, you're in the Midwest, so what's happening out there, my friend? How you doing?
It's about as close to as the middle of America as you can get. As a matter of fact, it's so middle of America that when you get to Oklahoma, the state literally points you which direction is west from the middle of America.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I can't believe I came up with that off the top of my head.
That's pretty good.
There are a lot of voices in here, and they fight for attention every single day.
Sure.
Hi, nice to see you all. Good to see you, Nick, Tina. Always wonderful to see you. Things are going great. It's the weather's beautiful here in the morning. It gets warm, but not. I wish I hadn't worn this long sleeve, almost fleece shirt to work. Hot, and it's great. And work is going great, and family's great, and great. Just go to be. I feel like what's his name? Sherman and
TP
the nutty professor. She's going to be my date. It is going to be so great.
Yeah, there you go.
Great. Okay, and we're back. That sounded more like Dr. Cosby than it did Sherman from. But thank you, Miss Purdy. Thank you very much, Miss Purdy. I flattered. Thank you. Sherman, you can't beat me. Yes, I can. You know, that's where Barack Obama, did you see me? That's where Barack Obama got his campaign slogan from. Big fan of the Nutty Professor. Moving on. I'm very happy to be here.
And there it is. Oh, man. We're off to a roaring start as always, folks. Tina, how are you doing? How's it going over there?
I'm fine. He brings up Sherman, and I think he's talking about Sherman T. Peabody.
Yeah, Peabody, right.
Rocky, the legal show.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a ribbon out of my head. Okay,
that trick never works.
Exactly. Oh, man. We've lost control already, folks, and we're only about 4 minutes in. It's going down fast.
Oh, God. Ooh, there's a joke in there somewhere that I will not make on this show because we do too much of that. We'll leave that one for like the next hour. Next 10 minutes. An hour, my God. What are we like
somewhere when we're talking and don't hear it?
Yeah, there is it. You go back and watch the show and go, oh, that's what he said? Never mind. But Tina, how are you, dear? How's it going?
I'm good.
All right.
This is the one time a week that I can just forget everything else that's going on and talk about one of my favorite topics and not have people at work look at me like, you're weird.
Hey,
Tina. That much football.
All right.
Hey, Tina, have you figured out which one is your index finger yet?
Okay, I don't think I want to get any further into that question, but
right. We were talking about Jerry Jones's single finger salute to the Jets, and I was like, okay, everybody, give me your pointer finger, your pinky finger, your thumb, and then I went on to make the joke that Jerry Jones had been using the same fingers since Harry Tubman was freeing the slaves, and now he was telling
finger.
Right.
Oh, put that finger down.
Yeah, Nick, what do you mean? You nasty. I see where you was going with that. Don't do that.
You saw the thought in my head, didn't you? Because I was about to say something.
The wheels were turning. It's
they were.
Does it have anything to do with that party we talked about earlier? I don't know.
Myself. I don't want to know what you do with your finger. But on that note, let's see. Here it is. I'm telling you, folks, we're on a roll, baby. This is 6 minutes in, and we've lost all control.
Oh dear God!
Oh dear God! That's oh dear God!
The room is going white.
Oh my God! Whoa!
It's the big one, Elizabeth.
Yep,
I'm coming to join you.
Coming to join you. And yeah, all right. Well, maybe we should talk some football now that we've gotten that out of our system.
We need to get on a safe topic.
Yeah, no, I don't even
not
know.
Controversial.
Yeah, not so good. Anywho, okay, so I'm glad we're all here. Well, that the three of us are here. So as always, we like to start our show after the commentary we all give. Put the coin toss. Let's go. All right, now that we've had a few seconds to regroup, let's get into this because look, let's be honest about one thing. If there's one thing that's happened a lot of this season, it's injuries. My goodness. Every week, 3 and 4, 5 players seem to be hitting the IR or got this injury, had to leave this game, that game, and all that. So let's just start at kind of the beginning because I think this has obviously impacted his team extremely hard because the Cincinnati Bengals, as we know, lost Joe Flacco in week 2 to turf toe, which is a crazy thing that I still don't think.
Burrow.
I mean, Joe Burrow. What did I say? Jimmy Burrows? He created
You
friends.
said Flacco.
Oh, I said sorry. We'll get to that in a minute. They're both Joes.
I was confused myself.
Right. Freudian slip. My bad. Flacco was who ended up replacing him after Browning was very unsuccessful in his bid to be the quarterback. But Joe Burrow
broke Browning.
Yeah, that guy. But Joe, obviously, we lost Joe in week 2, and I know Cincinnati was probably crying in their boots. But yeah, I mean, what a crazy thing to happen in week 2. I mean, and I think it shows, since, and again, Joe has played, Mr. Flacco has come in and played admirably, but they're 3-6 overall, and pretty much all the expectation for Cincinnati coming into this year just died pretty much after that happened. Tina, but what was your initial reaction to all this? Because you follow the AFC a little bit more with your Broncos being there and all that stuff. So how are you feeling about Mr. Joe Burrow taking a dive earlier in the season?
I was going to say, who actually thought the Bengals were going to be good?
I think
Cincinnati fans.
They have no line, and they have no defense outside their linebacker that they just re-signed. So the person they have 2 of the best wide receivers. Yes.
The offense was always good, right?
Chase could work with a rookie, and they'd still be a high-scoring team. The problem is that they don't have the ability to stop the other side. So,
nope.
I mean, losing Burrow's big. That guy's only got so many years left in him, and
it's like that. And again, that was just the first of many. I just thought we'd start with Joe, because again, that he was week 2, and that was it. One. Yeah, it was really huge.
There's nothing without Joe Burrow or a decent quarterback.
Well, they've proved that, right? Because look at what happened last week with my Bears. Like, I thought for sure we were done. I thought Flacco pulled one out, and their defense was worse than ours that day, even though that wasn't possible because we were terrible. But we managed to escape with the win. And, again, Cincinnati's 3-6, and I think they're pretty much done. Like, I don't know anybody who thinks they're going to make some kind of miraculous comeback the AFC is stacked this year because other teams that are coming out of nowhere, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But, yeah, I just feel like that was
really in the trades. To try and beef anything up. So
what could you do though? What do you got to give? Because you're not giving up Chase or Burrow. Chase or Higgins, and that's what people would want from there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they don't have cap space to pay anyone. So
exactly. So Cincinnati was dead in the water kind of when that happened. It just was an unfortunate thing. Handy, I'm going to go to you with this next one because I feel like, and I get, if Sean is not busy doing a show, I'm sure he's going to comment on this if he sees this. But as we all know, and this is the second time he's been injured this year, Mr. Jaden Daniels of the Washington Commanders went out again playing in garbage time. His team's down 27. There's 7 minutes left, and he's in the game. And for those of you who saw how gruesome that looked when his arm bent back like that, I was like, yeesh. Yeah, I mean, Handy, what did Jaden Daniels, is it sophomore jinx, whatever you want to call it? I mean, everybody, this is a team who literally was a victory away from going to the Super Bowl last year, right? Weren't they in the championship game against the Eagles? Did I do remember that correctly, don't I?
Yes, indeed.
So, I mean, it's like, and then you come in this year with all that expectation, and he's been hurt twice now, and now he's probably going to go on IR, which is at least 4 weeks because of that injury. What do you think of that one there, Handy?
Washington, for some reason, it was the same thing with RG3. And the odd thing is somebody came up with a graphic like how they did the thing with Joe Theismann and Alex Smith.
Yeah.
Joe Theismann and Alex Smith. It was the same thing with RG3 and Jaden Daniels, just that it wasn't, the only difference was that it wasn't the same type of injury. Injured in the same quarter, injured in the same spot, whole nine.
Right.
I don't know what it is. I sincerely, they can't get back to RFK fast enough. That's okay. That's that part there.
Sure.
Honestly, they're gonna have to be careful with him because remember he had that injury at LSU. He got hurt in the SEC championship game, I think it was, and that was the game where I don't have that picture, but there's a picture of I think it was either Big Baby or Jalen Carter just wrapping his arm around him and picking him up rather than
Yeah.
tackling because he knew his ankle hurt. So it's not that he's fragile; it's just that he already came in the league with injuries.
Yeah.
And now he's what? This is his third
Of
season
this year, yeah. Well, second season. I mean, like I said,
Yeah, this is his second season, and now he's got 2 injuries.
Yeah.
In the same season. I definitely. You know what though? Who's their coach again? Oh yeah, I think it's a guy that used to be in Atlanta. Go figure. Doesn't know when to. Never mind. I'm not even going to get into that. Later.
I know where you're going, but right, yeah.
I could talk about them later, but seriously, he needed to have been.
Yeah.
What was it like? 4 or 5 minutes left in the game, and
There
you're
was
down
7
by
minutes
30?
left on that drive, and they were down 27. Like even in your best optimistic way, that's a lot to overcome in 7 minutes. I don't care who you are. I don't care how good your offense is or how good you think it is. Especially as Tina had pointed out in our private chat, you also had Terry McLaurin who's been out. Deebo Samuel you lost for the year. Like what you didn't have a lot to go on anyways, and now you lose the one guy who you could rely on at least. It just seemed like a bad move by your former coach there in Atlanta, and it just
Jerry's back now.
Jerry's back now, yeah.
So
honestly, this is. I'm sorry, Tina. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I do think Jaden's having a true sophomore slump year, not because he's bad, but because the teams have figured out what the coach is choosing him with. Yeah. And that he's going to end with Terry and Deebo being out. As much as I love the McCaffreys, I mean, Luke McCaffrey is not Terry and not Deebo.
And he got hurt too. He broke his collarbone.
I know. Yeah.
Add that to the list of Washington injuries.
Like I just think Washington has gotten injured more than they can compensate for on offense.
True. Yeah.
And so, I don't know why they didn't pull him. I mean, I guess they thought maybe he could be the comeback kid, but if he doesn't have weapons to do something, or if he's still maybe recovering from his previous injury that he was out for a couple of weeks, then you're not going to get the guy you had. So, he shouldn't have been in that game whatsoever, but we're the armchair coaches.
Right. We're the ones going, come on, Dan, what are you doing? What is going on here?
Why is that boy in the game? What's the commercial? The Modelo guy that's walking around handing out beers, and there's the guy that's like, he's, those guys and the armchair coaching guys. Yeah. Seriously, I want to, excuse me. I can't even, my body won't even let me say it. My body won't even let me say it. I want to think that I literally can't get it out. I can't get it out. Okay. I want to believe that there's a good coach in Dan Quinn somewhere, but it's just like at some point he gets to a certain level of success and then just it goes from sugar to you know what.
Yeah, sure.
So
unfortunately, he's going to always have the stigma of losing a Super Bowl, winning 28-3. So that's never going to leave him either. So yes, there's definitely that's never going to go away, and that'll be brought up every year until.
And we'll talk about that when we get to team talk, won't we?
Well, sure, we can if you really want to. But obviously Washington again in the game earlier. This is why I say too, like the decision to keep him in was really peculiar to me because like McCaffrey went out earlier in the game with the broken collarbone. So you lost another offensive weapon, potentially your kick returner and one of your, receivers. And then at 7 minutes left, you still got your quarterback in there with a pretty much depleted team. So I didn't get that at all. And again, like you said, Tina, we're not coaches, right? We're just people who have our opinions and welcome Chewy to the program. But yeah, so but it's still puzzling to me why you would have him in there. Again, you said, knowing he's probably maybe not even 100% from the injury he came back from. and now the poor guy's on IR and is going to miss at least 4 weeks with this injury. So, just a bad situation all around for the 3-6 Washington Commanders, who are playing in a tough NFC East with all the other teams playing really well. So, I think it's safe to say Washington really the sophomore slump definitely hit them with Jaden Daniels. Here's another
Sean's
one.
Already conceded the game. We play him after our bye.
Is that what it is? Yeah, has he already done that for? Yeah, good.
He's like, can we just not play the game and say we did?
Right. Sorry, Sean Spencer. We know what's happening.
Already NFC East killers. We beat every team except Washington. So
there it is. Well, you're going to get your chance in 2 weeks there, Tina.
Yeah.
This injury was also the second of the year for this gentleman. Anthony Richardson had gone out earlier in the year, obviously, and Daniel Jones, right? The guy who nobody wanted because he's been with 2 different teams in his short career. Now he went to his third with the Colts, but he has the Colts at 7-2. Now, the only reason I bring this up is because a lot of people, we all saw what happened last week. If you watched, Pittsburgh kind of made him look, brought him back down to earth a little bit there. Mortal, sure, however you want to look at it.
So mortal that they traded for Sauce?
Well, okay, I know. Believe me, that's an old conversation too. But the reason I bring up the Anthony Richardson injury is because it felt like that even before that, the Colts had kind of given up on Anthony, and him getting hurt really didn't help him any. And with him going out like that, all of a sudden it's like, enter Daniel Jones. And again, I don't think anybody truly anticipated, even with the loss, they're 7-2. So, again, it's still the NFL. Every week you got to play the game, right? He had a bad game. If they go on and win the next 5, we'll just say it was a bad week. So, again, anything can happen in the next, few weeks. But the fact that Daniel Jones kind of came out of nowhere, nobody gave him a shot. Giants didn't go well. He's on Minnesota's team last year, and that was the thing. They got rid of him too, to basically start J.J. McCarthy. So it's like Minnesota didn't believe in him either. He comes to the Colts, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, maybe we got something here. And again, he's surrounded by some good weapons with Jonathan Taylor, obviously, Alec Pierce and some of these guys. Like, he's got a good Tyson Waller. Tyler Warren, the tight end that they got from Penn State, obviously has been having a great year. He's really benefited by getting the chance to play every week and, that for sure be the quarterback. But how do you guys feel about that though, Tina? Because you're the one who brought it up to me off air about the whole thing that happened this past week. What are your feelings on Daniel Jones and his emergence all of a sudden?
I think he should be in the comeback player of the year conversation, but I'm going to say what I said earlier this year. He plays in a weak division. They're going to be number 1. They're going to automatically be in the playoffs. And I think, no hate, Sean, but I think that's also kind of what happened with the Commanders last year, is that their path to the NFC Championship was a little bit easier than others. Because the division you play in and how you end up in the playoffs can have a direct effect. Now, they did play very, 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 very well against Detroit.
Yes.
That game is what got them into the championship.
Yeah, that was very surprising to all of us, I think.
No hate involved in that. But I've said it before with the Patriots. I'm saying it again now with Indiana. Yeah. Indiana's division makes it likely that even if they lose 3 or 4 games, they're still going to end up the number 1 seed in their division. Yeah. So, and yes, every game means something. And so my point is, he's doing good. He's doing really, really good. And he's got a lot of weapons. Yeah. Their defense has been an issue throughout the year. They've just been able to overscore their defense because, again, the division they're in isn't that great. The defenses aren't that great. So they finally played a team with a really good defense this past week.
True.
And exposed some issues. So I think he's found his team. He's found the right, because that's what I always have said. There's been cornerbacks and quarterbacks and wide receivers and all this stuff. And coaches, like the OCs and DCs, they want to put a square peg in a round hole. Sure. They don't want to fix the hole because the hole requires too much work. Yeah. They want to slot that person in. Sometimes you just need the right coach, right regime, and he's flourishing. Yeah. So
Oh, 100%.
I mean, yeah.
And I think it's important to note that I think the team is really, or the ownership and the coach has really put all their confidence in Jones. When you think about it, they're trading away number 1 picks to bring in Sauce Gardner. They traded away 2 for the next 2 years. So obviously you're not going to be taking a quarterback with any of those first round. You know what I'm saying? It's like you kind of feel like they've given Daniel Jones the keys to the kingdom, as it were, and they're telling him, this is your team, pal. This is what we're doing. We're going to improve our defense. We're going to, try to our one. And again, not that the Colts secondary is horrible, because they've had some takeaways and they've had some good games. I mean, again, I know, but again, adding a guy like Sauce, who a lot of people are down on Sauce because he's had like 3 interceptions in the last couple 50-some games or whatever it was. But when you got a guy who has a 50% the completion rate against him is only under 50% or whatever it was. This guy they don't throw to him. They don't throw to his side because they know. So I think this helps the Colts in a lot of ways.
I call that the Deion
effect, right? They're not going to throw to his side, and people are like, "Oh, this is terrible. He's only got 3 interceptions." Which, yes, that's a low number. But when you got a guy who nobody wants to throw to his side, that you got to look at everything with that whole picture. And I think that's why this is a good signing for the Colts. And again, it should bolster the defense a little bit. And hopefully, last week was an anomaly, and they picked back up, and or it could go the other way. And like you said, maybe they were exposed a little bit by Pittsburgh. We'll see. Time will tell, right? Time will always tell.
Sauce is not needed in that division. Sauce is there for the playoffs.
Sure. Well, sure.
And playing the better defenses in. Because remember, they only lost to us because of a leverage call on a field goal.
Oh, that's right. The infamous leverage. That's
yeah. I mean, in our game. So that was a 1-score game with us. So
yeah.
I mean, I think it was you that mentioned it. Like, could we possibly see Indy and Denver in the playoffs?
Yeah.
I mean, you
mentioned that being the AFC Championship game, Indy and Denver.
If we get called for leverage again, Denver's going to burn the world down.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they would. Oh man, well, again, we'll see. We'll see what
I'm going to let some of the Sauce comments go because that's a different conversation.
All right,
that I have had many times with many people.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm very sure, Tina. Handy, let's talk about another one, which I think is an important one too, because again, it's a team that maybe had a little bit of expectation coming in this year. I don't know what, but Kyler Murray goes down on the IR now for the old Arizona Cardinals. Jacoby Brissett comes in and plays very well, beats a Dallas team that, again, is supposed to have a really great offense, and they shut them down, kind of. Well, they scored 17 points, I think, the entire game. So,
yep.
Yeah, Kyler.
Wait. Not only did they do that, they did it in Dallas. In Jerry's house. They went into Jerry World and took care of the Cowboys.
They showed Jerry.
How come everybody else is getting the glory hole in Dallas except for?
Whoa! What are you talking? Who's got the glory hole? What are you talking about?
You don't remember Jerry Jones said he remembered the glory. He was talking about the glory days, and he got that.
I didn't hear this. Hold on a second. I missed this somehow.
Oh, this is one of Jerry's most famous, well-known press conferences. He's like, I remember the glory days of the Cowboys and things like that, and then everybody's talking about you want some glory and glory hole, and everybody else wants to get in the glory hole. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I want me some glory hole.
Okay, then.
I thought you were familiar.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
You know what? No, I probably was at one point, and it just went out of my mind. But yeah, okay, Jerry. Yeah, no, we all know Jerry says some crazy stuff, but that's probably got to be at the top of the list. Talking about glory hole,
and boy, they had so much fun playing. I think every sports radio show played it ad nauseum.
I'll bet. But let me ask you this, Andy, because here's an interesting point to all this. Obviously, Kyler's been injured a couple of times now in the last few years when it comes to Arizona. And this team has $140 million invested in him over the next 3 years. Do you see a situation where they go, man, we might have to cut our loss here if this guy, again, this is a guy you anticipated to be your quarterback. And now Jacoby, who, again, he's got 1 win. So I don't want to go nuts and be like, well, Jacoby Brissett's your future. But a journeyman quarterback who's played well in the NFL wherever he's been. And now he's going to be, at least a quarter. Murray's on the IR, so that's at least another 4 weeks or so that he's out. They're 3-5 currently, but again, they play. With the Cardinals, you never know what you're going to get. It seems like from week to week with this team. 1 week they look
You're
good,
right.
1 week they look bad. I mean, but seriously, does Arizona have a decision maybe to make about this? Like,
Yes.
depending on how the rest of the season goes with Kyler?
Yes.
And with Clint.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Kings or Cliff
Kingsbury.
Yeah, Cliff.
I
Cliffy.
think Jacoby saved his bacon this year.
You
But
think so? Yeah.
no.
No, it's just,
I mean,
because it. Oh, go ahead, Tina. Sorry.
Well, he's been
what
there.
are they
Kyler's
gonna lose? They're
been
not
there.
going to end up in a
Kyler's been there
playoff
how long now?
situation.
Oh, 4
5 years?
When did they do the extension? Was it after the third year or something? So maybe I'd have to look that up. Sorry, I didn't have that information handy.
Depending on the contract.
But yeah, something like that. Third, fourth. But yeah.
Well, the point that I'm trying to make is this: is that Kyler Murray has been there long enough that either A, that he should have been able to figure out a way to step up, or B, that the franchise should have been able to build something around him since they invested so much money in him.
Right.
And at this point, it's obvious that they're not going to. So it's just time to go, hey, it's time to, thank you so much for, like Russell Simmons at the end of Def Comedy Jam. Thank you so much for coming out. God bless. Good night. Time to go.
Right. Pretty much.
Well, the thing with Arizona is that they weren't quite good enough to be good to get good free agents, but they weren't bad enough to be at the very bottom that they were picking in the top 5 every year that they could use to rebuild their team. So
yeah, good. No, this is all true. And again, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Real quickly before we get out of this segment, just a couple other names that have been on the injury list. Brandon Ayuk for the 49ers, and again, they're still battling. They're 6-3. So, but again, they've had to, put people in and out
to deal with the devil to keep Christian healthy.
Yeah, no, well, you have to, right? I mean, Tyreek Hill with the Dolphins, obviously out for the year. We know how bad the Dolphins are. Not that Tyreek would have saved them, but I mean, obviously losing the speed, one of the speediest guys in the league, definitely didn't help Yeti. And the Dolphins just look atrocious. And you knew somebody was going to go, so they fired the GM. Maybe people thought maybe McDaniel gets the old heave ho, but they fired the GM instead. So we'll see what happens there in Miami. Mike Evans, terrible. He comes back and gets hurt again. But again, Baker's got them playing. Buccaneers are 6-2, right in the thick of everything. I believe they play the Rams this week, if I'm not mistaken. They got a really good game there, so we'll see what happens with that. Kansas City, Tina's favorite team, of course, gets Rashee Rice back after that, season ending. Though he was out for a year and a half or whatever it was. Rashee Rice comes back. They're 5-4 now. They're on the up. Who knows what'll happen there? It's always people always believe in Patrick and except for Tina, so which is fine. Her buddy Kermit is he's got his buddy Kelsey play. I mean Travis, you gotta admit, like Travis kind of had an off year last year, and then now he gets engaged. Taylor puts out a new album, the guy's playing lights out. So what can you do, right?
Well, he was playing kind of shabby until everybody started discussing a certain song that was on the album that may have discussed a certain particular type of building material.
Well, there's a yes,
and then all of a sudden, Mr. Kelsey had a little swagger in his step.
Well, again, if your girl's going to brag about you, I guess you would feel a little more confident now, wouldn't you? Go out there and do something. So hey.
Well,
maybe there is a
knows that their sex life is going to be discussed. It's just she's going to write a song about it. She's written a song about every ex she's ever had.
Boyfriend she's had, right? So why would Travis be any different? Exactly.
All I'm going to say is this: I can't speak for anybody else, but I am pretty confident with what I bring. I'm very confident with what I bring to the table. So I'm already going to walk with a swag, whether you talk about it or not.
Right, I get it.
Because a sponsor, let's talk about it from a business perspective. A sponsor can always pull their sponsorship, but if you got a good product, you still gonna have customers.
No, that's always true, sir. Supply and demand is always a thing.
He has had a swag. I mean, for a long time, but something this year, it's almost like he should have retired last year.
Yeah,
and
people thought he was going to. I think.
Yeah. And now
I think he did too. I think he's trying to get that one last ring.
I think so too. And then he can go off into sunset and have children with Taylor and live a good life. So yeah, he'll be fine.
Because he's always. I think another Super Bowl ring would put him right up there with the tippy top of.
I think it has to. I honestly think, yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
and
he's
there,
passed.
I think, already, but he's definitely.
Who was it? He
Yeah,
passed
I mean, he's
on the
definitely
receptions
top
list.
5, up there with Gronk and Mike
Yeah.
Ditka and Shannon Sharp. I
Did
put
he
him up
not?
there.
Did
Well,
he
let me
not?
tell you. Yep. No, I'm kidding. All right, sorry, we won't go there.
Did he not just pass TG on the list?
Oh, Gonzalez? Did he?
franchise
Yeah.
receptions
Oh,
list?
he tied him, right?
Yeah.
87 touchdowns, or did he get one this past
Oh,
week?
and,
Right.
and Tony Gonzalez would be the other one I would.
Oh,
put
Tony
up there.
Gonzalez. Yeah, that guy's
Like
fantastic.
that's the one thing. Chiefs, I'll give them their props. They know how to pick the tight ends well, so they've
There you go.
been able to do that.
There you go.
I used. There was a time when there was a place in a time when I used to think, Skip, that there was nobody, there was no better man, there was no man on the planet better than me in that position. I was gonna get you. You saw me on TV calling the president to bring the National Guard. So all I'm saying is I gotta send a shout out to my brother Travis Kelce for his accomplishments.
Oh, I love it.
That's all I got.
That's all I got, and that's all I got. So hey, thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna take a quick break and come back with more frivolity because we're good for that. So let's take a quick break. Oh man, I love it. I guess okay.
I guess that's
Maybe we won't take a break. Never mind. Hold on, we're still here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Just
in case you're wondering, we are 3 of 4 tonight, and normally you will see us on another show, and we talk movies instead of football, and it's great. And you know what? We even came up with an original name for it. We call it the Roundtable Movie Podcast.
There you go.
I'm sensing a theme here. Anyway, we talk all kinds of movies, all kinds of stuff. We have a lot of fun, just as much fun as we have on this show. So when the football season is over and one of the 4 of us stop working 18 jobs, then we'll be back to talk. We'll be back to talk movies, and that's all I got on that.
Well, there you go. And on that note, we're back. Thank you for that, Mr. Hanson. And let us go ahead and get into our next one. Oh man, I'm telling you, we're.
Wait a minute, hold on. I forgot to put this up while I was doing my bit, so we can make it official. There we go. All right,
here we go. Hello, Dana at Dana Stacy 626. What's up? What's up is that we're all going crazy over here, and you're tuning in. So thank you for doing that. So on to our next set of. What we usually do here is a team recap, but I thought we're still going to kind of do that, but I thought we'd do something a little bit different. It is, like I said, it is the midway point of the season. We're about halfway through, playoff positioning is starting to take its place, and you're starting to see some of the teams that are a little bit out in front. Other teams that have gone, whoa, I almost kicked my table over and my computer that would have been bad. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, that's okay. And
you dropped the ball, Coach Jones.
Yes, I did.
Football reference.
It's a football reference. There you go. I like that. Wait, we're a football show? Holy cow. But let us go on. I can't. I'm telling you. This is one of those. This week has been great, but yes, let me get my thought back. Wind that back. Okay, here we go. So what I was going to say is that what we're going to do this week is a little bit different because it is the midseason point. So we're going to talk about our teams, but we're also going to do a little bit different. So we'll start with Mr. Handy. Your Atlanta Falcons, right? However, I don't, we heard your early season rant and how you gave up, and then all of a sudden you won a big game, and we were like, "See, you shouldn't, not too quick, Mr. Handy."
I didn't say I came back. I didn't say I came back.
Oh, you're still not back then? Okay, you're still not back.
Notice I didn't say I came back. I just said, okay, they won a game. They look good.
They look good, right? But
I gotta give them their props.
The other 2
for your midseason report card here. Let's talk about. What is with your team? Okay, fair enough. All right, that was quick, and thank you very much. Have a good night. What would you say though is? Yeah, no, go ahead.
The biggest disappointment is
right.
The biggest disappointment. You want to know the biggest? You know what? We're not. When are we going to talk about it? I mean, you let Shannon come on the show. You got to let me and my receding hairline come on here and say something too. Anyway, let me stop. Listen, the biggest thing with Atlanta is I've said, and I've been saying it for years, and I'm going to try and calm it down because the medication is kicking in now. Is that Atlanta has always been good at identifying talent. And then there's like this, it's almost like Pennywise in Derry, Maine, where like every 27 years or so, Pennywise comes back. It's like about every 10 to 15 years, the Falcons figure out a way to put it all together in this package, and then you get the Falcons being the dominant team in the NFC South for God 6, 7, 8, 9 years. But again, not able to get over the hump.
Right.
I'll get to that in a minute. But like it's just I mean, they cut Young Wei Koo, and then they turned around and they picked up Parker Romo, and now they've cut Parker Romo. And he can't kick field goals either. We told you that when you was gonna pick him up, but y'all said y'all was gonna get him, and now we got another kicker. I thought they were gonna get Rodrigo Blankenship, but because there was a big thing for them to pick up Rodrigo Blankenship, former lights out kicker for some team somewhere. I got the helm tonight, so you can't kick me out, Nick. For some team somewhere, but
oh man,
yeah,
here we go. All right,
but they didn't pick him up, and I cannot recall the young man's name that they picked up. But Atlanta is they're just like, well, we're here. Well, should we play? Well, if we don't get paychecks. And then at one point I saw they put you like that guy. They ran him out there, and he wasn't able to do much. But then he hasn't really been getting first team reps, so he's not. I mean, the dude's got anyway. The biggest disappointment with Atlanta is that they're still playing like the Atlanta Falcons that most Falcons fans are familiar with. They're not playing like the Falcons fans that went to the 97, the Super Bowl. And I mean, granted, it was Elway. We expected it. They weren't playing like that squad. They weren't playing like the squad that was at least winning 9 or 10 games a year, maybe more. I'd have to look at the records when Vic was there and the Falcons squad that was led by Matty Ice. Now they're just playing Falcons. I mean, Falcons fans are now burning jerseys and knocking over TVs. And I did a whole skit a couple years ago about a certain franchise that's maybe a little southwest of here, where their fans say we're them, and then
we're them.
4 games in, we're not them, and then everybody is, I tell you what though, the NFL shop and the NFL shop and Vizio loves that the fans of that franchise, because every year they go back and buy all the stuff they tore off the wall or threw in the fire or whatever, because they got to replenish the supply. But that's where Falcons fans are getting right now, I think. So that's been the biggest disappointment. The biggest surprise, honestly, there's no surprise.
That's how you feel, huh? There's nothing has surprised you about this year. Nothing good or bad. Like, I guess good or bad.
I'm the only surprise that I've had this year is that we beat the Bills.
Okay. Well, that was a big one, right?
That was a nice, pleasant surprise. Yeah. It was also a nice surprise to see when they were trying to win a couple of games that we were getting Drake. The Drake London more involved in the play, and Pitts. Pitts. When they were getting those guys involved more in play. So those were my surprises, but everything else has just been kind of meh. I mean, it was like, okay, we got Michael Penix. He's a great quarterback. We got Bijan, and he's an outstanding running back. But it's like you can't. It's like Atlanta has all the ingredients to make the world's best red velvet cake. My favorite, by the way. If either of you are bakers and want to surprise me when I maybe happen to come to Chicago, they got all the ingredients for the world's best red velvet cake. But every time they bake it, it comes out tasting like crap.
Yeah, no, I got you. I get what you're saying, and it's crazy because
that's what I've got.
Like after the big win, you guys have lost 3 in a row, so it's kind of like, it's just like, wow, what's going on here? Like what happened? What happened? Though you have the one good week, and then you're like, it fell apart after that. Again, I know injuries and stuff, but yeah, crazy stuff in Atlanta. But we'll move on to Tina's Broncos. As we all know, Tina is a Broncos fan, and again, though, her Broncos are having a pretty good year there in the old, AFC West, sitting atop 7-2 there, a little comfortable for now, maybe. But again, we all know that division is always competitive, regardless of what's going on. But Tina, you're midway, season after 9 games. How are you feeling? What would you say is your biggest disappointment in Denver so far this year?
It's the biggest disappointment and the best thing about the team.
Okay.
Our offense until the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Like, It's just spotty. If we play teams that have a good defense, it takes till the fourth quarter or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the play calling. I don't know if Sean Payton is so tied to his two-sided color-coded freak sheet of a play calling thing he has that he
Right.
just can't get out of his own head, or we just decide that we're going to stick with the game plan until the fourth quarter and then we're just going to let loose. I don't know, because I mean, let's be honest, that game against the Texans was probably one of the most boring games ever if you were not a fan of those two teams.
Of either team, right?
But
Exactly.
we are also a team that has not allowed a touchdown in the fourth quarter the entire season.
Look at that. Now, see, that's now. Would you consider that
There's
one of the biggest
something about
surprises?
that
Yeah.
defense that when
Yeah.
teams get into the red zone, we just tighten up. So we're defense. I mean, honestly, that's the team that got us to the 2016 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The mile high, the no-fly zone.
Right. The
It
no-fly
was the
zone.
same way. Even though we had Peyton Manning, people forget Peyton Manning was out for almost a month. He got injured
Right.
during that
Was it?
season.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we're good on defense. We're really good on defense. And
Now, was that? Did
shockingly,
you say that's a surprise? Like, would you say that's a big surprise for this year? Or did you anticipate the
no,
defense being?
from everything that was being talked about who we brought in with Hufanga and Greenlaw and a few others, and then what we already had in place, and then Jaden Barron being drafted. He's actually turning into what I'll call it. Yes, Mister. Someone's raising their hand.
Hey,
Yes,
you have a
Mister.
question, sir?
I'm sorry.
Yes,
You
yes,
said
Dinklage.
you said a name a minute ago, and it sounded like something from the islands with the people, the volcanoes in Maui is out there singing your welcome.
Tuafunga.
Oh, okay. That sounded.
Tuafunga. I'm sorry. Tulaloa Hufunga.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like something you get if you go to a tropical island, but that's a whole different thing.
No, I was gonna say sound like what you get on your feet and you go in a public shower without flip flops.
Oh, yeah, there you go. And we've all done that, I'm sure. So there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Kitty. You were saying
it's fine. I mean, our offense, I don't know what's going on. Bo is not perfect. I think he's having his own version of sophomore slump, though it's not quite. Yeah. He's got some weapons around him. So, and I don't care what anyone says. If you are saying that the hit on CJ Stroud was illegal, you're not watching it. You're just watching pundits. Take a look at the actual video.
No, I got you. I get it. I see that again.
People are saying that we targeted CJ Stroud and we took him out specifically so that the Texans could not win the game. And it's like, no one takes someone out specifically like that. But
no, I got you.
That's what Denver fans have to deal with when Sean Payton is your head coach.
Well, that's the thing. Like, let's be honest about that. The whole Bounty Gate thing, and I think that was a big thing when the hit happened. Like, oh, you're still, didn't somebody actually make that comment? I think it was Russell Wilson, wasn't it? Because they went back and forth.
Yeah, we talked about that last week on Mile High. We actually talked about the exchange and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, Bounty Gate was there. Whether what he knew or how much he knew or what was going on, we don't know. But
still, it's there.
It's what sells papers and clicks and likes. So
that is true. That is very, very true.
So, I mean, I'll say this.
Okay.
If the Chiefs and the Chargers keep playing the way they've been playing, we're going to win the division.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
I think, go ahead. Yes.
I mean, it was really, this is a stat we saw last year. Like, if you flipped all the one-score games that the Chiefs won last season to losses, they would have been like 7-12.
Okay, fair enough.
So I think this season is showing the team is getting older in certain positions.
Sure.
And the Chiefs have just kind of been like, okay, we can ride along and make little changes here and make little changes there.
Right.
But the other teams are now seeing things that they can exploit and that they can take care of and that they can use to win games and stuff. So
for sure.
I am happy that my division is finally competitive.
Competitive, yeah, it really is.
For
Though.
us to be within 3 games, the top 3 to be within 3,
Yeah,
that's pretty big because for 10 years, it's been the Chiefs by like 5 or 6
right,
throughout most
exactly.
of the season. So
Yeah,
there we go.
100%. Yeah, I
I'll
mean, outside of the Raiders, everybody else is right there. So yeah, I mean, it's a competitive division, and again, I'm interested to see what goes on the rest of the year with that. So
but
um,
the Chargers lost Joe Alt. He's
they did,
out for
yeah.
the season. That's gonna hurt them.
Oh,
It
it
hurts
definitely will.
you. It always hurts when you lose somebody off your offensive line.
Well,
So
that and then Rashawn Slater has been out for the year. You know, he got hurt earlier in the season, so it's like,
yeah.
what do you do with that? But yeah,
Yep.
let's talk quickly about my old Bears because again, you know, we're 5-3 here at
Got
the.
some Broncos magic there in that game.
Oh sure, yeah. No, I like as much as they always say it. I will definitely take the victory last Sunday. You talk about just watching that game, and Delilah and I, you know, we're in the group chat just going back and forth because we're like, yeah, Bears are going to blow another one. Here we go. Back, you know, we're looking at 4-4, and another of us going, what the hell is wrong with this team? But we eked out a win. Fine. Again, we won. I'm happy we won. We're 5-3. But man, you talk about, and this is the thing. And I know we're injury plagued as far as the defense goes, especially the secondary. I mean, not so much the line or the linebackers, but the secondary has just been decimated this whole year. That we even brought in C.J. Gardner Johnson because we really needed somebody to play, and it's just like, but again, you know, he knew Dennis Allen's system. He played in it before. You know, we started him last week. He had a pretty good game. Like you know, again, it's just one of those things. But it's like my biggest. This is when you say disappointment. Disappointment has been the defense because as much as I know the offense in terms of like the players we have on paper all look pretty good, the defense I thought would be one of our better things this year. And actually and again, I know injuries to the secondary fine, but again, it's the NFL, it's next man up. You got to play, and it's just to give up 40 something points, you know, this week, giving up 30 the week, whatever it was the week before. Like you can't do that and win continuously in this league. You can't get lucky every week, you know, and it just, so I think for me, that's been the biggest disappointment because I thought our defense would be one of our stronger points going into this year. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, I think that's been the biggest disappointment. Again, Caleb has shown progress. I still feel like for me watching him, he doesn't make quick decisions. You know, and it seems like there's times where like when he should run, he hesitates because he's looking for the pass. And there's times where he should just throw the ball away and then he starts scrambling around like he's got something in his shorts. And it's just like, what are you doing, man? Make a decision instead. Just let's go. Like I just feel like his decision making is not there. And that concerns me because it is your second year. You started every game last year and you started every game this year. So you've had plenty of time. It's what, 9, 8, what are we? It was a 5-3. So 8 games this year, 7. You've had 25 NFL games under your belt, sir. And I understand you're still learning. Okay, fine. But decision making is a thing you should have from the jump. You should know that if it's not there, throw the ball away. Or if you're trying to be a hero, stop trying to be a hero. You have people on your team that can help you. Like I get the. Go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead. Say something. Yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut
go
you.
ahead.
But I mean, just from watching him play, he spent a lot of time trying to play both at OU and at USC hero ball.
Yeah.
Because by the time he got there, a lot of the guys, Oklahoma. One of the things that Oklahoma historically had was a great offensive line.
Yeah.
And a lot of their top tier players had gone on to the draft or graduated or whatever by the time Caleb came along. And honestly, it was the reason why his predecessor, Spencer Rattler, as we now know, starting quarterback for the Saints, struggled, you know.
Starting quarterback.
Well, yeah.
I love how Tina just threw that in there. Never mind.
Right. Right. So then Caleb comes in and replaces him. And then now Spencer vaults for South Carolina. He goes with Lincoln out to Southern California, and it's the same thing. Yeah. He's just trying to play hero. I never got to see him play high school ball, but I kind of get the feeling that he spent a lot of time being the savior of the team over just in general. And I think the habits you develop as a young player are the habits that you carry with you into adulthood if you continue to play.
And I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that, but that's where Ben Johnson has to break that from him, though, because you're the coach now, and this is your quarterback. You've had 8 games this year, and you can't tell me you haven't seen that in just about every game he's played, where you could see that thought in his mind that he's got to be the one. You know what I'm saying? And that hero ball thing has to. I think that has to leave him somehow. We got to break him of that. Go ahead, Tina.
But he's not had a head coach that was an offensive coordinator.
Correct.
That knows for what to look in with quarterbacks and that, because I'm sorry, if you're a defensive head coach and you don't have a phenomenal quarterbacks coach or offensive coordinator that can stop those bad habits when they start as rookies,
right?
It takes time for it to come over. And this is something that I heard it a lot with Jay Cutler from Bears fans. Like a lot of people don't realize Jay Cutler never had an offensive coordinator or quarterback coach that he worked with longer than 2 years from the time he started in college until he got to the Bears.
Right.
So what did he have to do? He was trained that he had to be the savior. He had to throw the ball. He had to use his arm. He had to win the game.
Yep.
And taking that training and reversing it takes time. Now,
and that's why I hope Ben can do that.
We talked about it too. I think when we talked about Caleb coming out, like Caleb was always coming from behind. He does well when he's coming from behind. So I don't know. I don't think like some Bears fans are out there saying like burn the whole house down and get rid of Caleb Williams. No,
not at all. Oh, no, not at all.
But it's gonna be in the next year or so. There's got to be a decision as to where they're going. Now, the thing that's going to happen is, unless the God, what's the team's owner?
The McCaskies.
The McCaskies are cheap. Let's just say that right
out.
They
are. You're not wrong.
They're not going to want to get rid of him and eat the cost of his salary, his rookie salary. So he'll be around for a while.
At least
do
4 years,
think he's getting better. I really do think he's gotten better under Ben Johnson.
Right.
So
that's why I said I hope Ben can somehow break him of that thing of being the hero all the time, because he's missed open. I mean, it's been documented by everyone. If you watch a game, I mean, he's clearly missed open receivers. I mean, again, I know that happens. I'm not trying to nitpick everything, but these are just things you see when you're watching the game. Like you could literally see this, and you're going, "How do you not see that? That dude is so wide open. I could have threw him the ball." Like you just, you know what I mean? It's you gotta. I don't know. It's just as a number one. But here's the thing too. It's always the expectation factor. This guy was a number 1 overall pick. Like it wasn't like he was picked in the 3rd round. And you go, this guy's a project. He was picked number 1 overall in that draft.
That means you're supposed to be ready to cook straight out the box.
There's at least an expectation that you
shake and bake biscuits.
No, but I mean, there's at least an expectation that you're ready to at least tackle this and let's go.
You're not ready.
I know. I said that. Remember, I protested this. I was never sold on Caleb. I was very vocal about that. I said that all throughout the whole thing. I kept saying.
He said it through the whole thing.
I did. I said it through the whole thing. That boy good. No, not good. No, but anyways.
Yeah, good.
So, I mean, but this is what concerns me. Go ahead, Tina, before I say this.
What I was going to say is, and this is kind of how I stayed sane last year with Bo Nix.
Right.
And this year, because he's streaky. He is streaky.
Yeah.
You will see, like, he makes a throw that some guys in their 10th year can't make, but yet he can't hit a simple throw. Tim Jenkins breaks down Caleb Williams. Watch Tim Jenkins' show on YouTube. Even if you're not buying the full Patreon version, watch the YouTube section of it.
Sure.
And it will give you a better understanding of where Caleb's weaknesses are. Because the way he breaks down is he breaks them down to good, bad, and mid. And he will show the play to you 6 different ways. And like, here's where it broke down here. And sometimes you're sitting there and you're like, that was a horrible throw. There was one that Bo threw, and Cortland wasn't able to string it in. But what you figured out from looking through it was that Mims was supposed to run his ass all the way up to create a diversion, and he half-assed it about the point that he hit where Cortland was at, and that threw the whole thing off.
Gotcha.
So that's why I'm saying Tim Jenkins is a great way to kind of analyze what Caleb is doing. And he analyzes Caleb a lot because there is a lot of what you said. There's the fans that are like, he should have come out of the gate. And there's the other fans that are like, yeah, but he might not have been right.
No, that's what I said. Like, I just felt like I said, that's why I wasn't sold on Caleb. I didn't think he was ready to just come in and be the savior of our team, which we were counting on him to be, obviously, with the number 1 pick overall. You expect the guy to come in and, but I didn't see that. But again, he is improving.
That too many NFL fans have is they think even guys that come out of the SEC should be able to walk in, start, and be a number 1 quarterback as soon as they get to the NFL. And that is the biggest fallacy ever when it comes to fandom. Because
look at Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, they think these guys, and so when the pundits are sitting there and saying, you know what, no, these guys never played the teams or the defenses of the caliber of it they have, they're going to have a problem. They don't see it. They're just like, well, he got 3,000 yards against, yes, you were in the SEC and half your season you played bullshit teams, so you padded your numbers.
That part,
and then
that part right there.
Yep,
everything. So what ends
that
up
part
happening,
right there.
Yeah. So you play against these defenses. You have one guy that runs out, scores all your touchdowns and everything. But then what ends up happening? It's a numbers game. 10% of high school players play in college.
Right.
10% of college players play in the NFL. So when you get to the NFL, you're playing the top 1% of the talent across the nation.
Right. You know what, Tina? You should take up a job as a psychic. You should take up a job as a psychic. Tina, when I'm gonna tell you, because I was sitting there thinking that exact same thing. When me and Sterling was running around with the cardboard taped to our feet because we couldn't afford to buy no Ashton football cleats. They was telling us the same thing. And I don't know what the good Lord did to make both of us be able to be part of that 10%, but I am forever grateful. And Sterling is the best football player in my family, even though I got my jacket first, because Shay got to make it do what it do. But seriously, all jokes aside, you should become a psychic, because I was sitting here getting ready to say the same thing. That is not to knock any of the teams of my beloved
cornerback is better than half the cornerbacks you play during college.
Right. Because I was going to say that because like everybody says the SEC beats each other up. Yes, when we're in conference play, but I'll be the first person to admit I want to see those 3 cupcake games that we play at the beginning of the season go away.
Yeah.
Because I'll give you a perfect example here, then I'm gonna let you have the floor back, Tina. Mississippi,
NIU beating Notre Dame.
Oh, you love that. That just makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck every time you think about it, doesn't it?
It's probably one of our greatest victories in the last 25 years. So yeah,
that's what those games are designed to be. They're designed to be preseason games for the bigger schools,
right,
and the SEC, and those teams get paid a lot of money, which is why you're starting to see some of that go down, because they're actually not bad and they're beating us when they should.
Right. And you've seen it more and more over the last 10 years where that's happened. Yeah. We're like, well, we're going to bring this team in. We'll give them $1 million to play us in our stadium. Here we go. It'll be great for them. And then you lose and go, oh crap, that was a mistake.
We just paid them $1 million for them to come and kick our ass on national television. Yeah,
right, exactly.
But that's it. The cupcake games are for them to figure some things out so they can get moving.
Yeah. Right. So this point I was going to give you here, Mississippi State. Now, Mississippi State has not really been good to good since Dak left. They've kind of been a punching bag. This season, Mississippi State comes out of the gate. They're undefeated before we get into conference play. But then you go back and you look at who Mississippi State played. They were playing all of their FCS, lower tier Division I opponents. And then when it got into conference play and they started playing teams within the SEC, I believe right now Mississippi State is 1-5 in the conference. Dana's also an SEC fan. She's a Bama fan. But I think they're 1-4 right now. Once they started actually playing the teams within the conference, they found out just how good they are. Which concerns me a little bit because Georgia plays them this week, and Georgia's been starting games really slow. But we're not here to talk NFL. But that's the point: is that these guys are out here throwing for 400 and 500 yards against Buck Tussle State, and then the NFL scouts are going, "We need that guy."
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah,
but yeah, like I said, my only concern is that also with our schedule, that's coming up.
Your
and again,
division's hard.
It is.
You got a hard division.
Yeah, and like the Giant. I mean, again, I know the Giants are hit or miss, but like we got the next 4 weeks are Giants, Vikings, Steelers, and Eagles. It's very possible we go 1-3, 0-4, like, or we could go 3-1. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, these are the kinds of things where, like, you're getting into the thick of the schedule now. You're 5-3. You're on a, you've done fairly well so far. But again, you can't give up 40 points to the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm sorry, like, you just can't. Like, those are the kinds of things that there you go. Stacey says Dana says roll Tide. There you go, Alabama fan. All right. But yeah, so again, we'll be watching that all closely. Again, our teams are where they are. Again, Tina's team is ahead right now in terms of just for our show. Again, we'll see what the old Broncos can pull off this week. Handy's Falcons sit at 3 and.
We're playing the Raiders. Come on.
I know, but hey, you know what? Again, I bet Green Bay said that playing Carolina last week, right? Look what happened there. I'm just saying. Any given Sunday, I'm with you. I get it. And again, you should win by a lot. I agree. There should not be a problem with the Raiders. Again, this is the NFL. Anything can happen. I've seen it too many times to just go, yeah. Again, Handy's Falcons beat the Bills.
It's not going to be a pretty game.
No, probably not. Probably not. But hopefully, right. Like
Brock Bowers is really fucking good.
He is. You're good. But anyways. Well, thank you guys for.
I think that's a double entendre.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I'm slow. Why do I sound like Ben Stein from Dry Eyes?
I don't know. Clear Eyes. There you go.
Clear Eyes.
All right, guys. We're going to take one more break and come back with our final segment. But again, thank you for watching. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Check this out. Of course, that was a little commercial there for the Roundtable Movie Podcast, which Anthony mentioned earlier in the show.
Just a little plug.
It's a fun thing for us to do in the off season.
To the big plug.
Right. It's supposed to, we're not talking plugs. Anyways, let's move on. So, what did I say? What did I say? Anywho,
really? Is that what we do? Is that what we doing now, Bobo? Is that what we doing?
Sure.
All right. Okay. You say we're not talking plugs, and then you smirk in the camera. Is that what we're doing now? Okay. Is that what we're doing? You want to know? Hey, Jake. You know what the gas chamber smells like, Jake? Pine oil. Sit here and act like you. Never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that right where you put that.
There you go. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. It's all good. But as we, I missed this. Believe me, you guys have no idea how much I missed this when I can't be on. This is what I'm talking about.
For those of you that are watching this, whether you're watching live or recorded, this is a very tame episode.
In comparison, this is probably not. Some of them like. Again, if you go back and watch the YouTube channel with some clips, and you'll see some stuff. But again, we've come again to the end of the show, as we always do. We always end with a final question. And I just thought, again, sometimes we get introspective, sometimes they're funny, sometimes we're, But again, we are approaching, obviously, the Thanksgiving season. Halloween is over. Everybody, I hope, had their fun and had plenty of candy. we are approaching the Thanksgiving season, and I always like to take a moment just to, give thanks for things. So I thought this week would be cool since, I was here. I love these questions to ask you guys, in this Thanksgiving season, what is it, whether it's anything, job, whatever, what you're thankful for this time of year. So, Tina, we'll start with you. What are you most thankful for right around this time of the year?
That I'm still breathing.
Oh, well, that's a good one, and we're happy with that too. Okay.
My job in the fourth quarter can get quite hectic because we're dealing with people that, for tax purposes, need to have stuff done by the end of the year. So it becomes quite crazy, and then you add on other people who get commission checks based on those closings that also want their money by the end of the year, and it just turns into a round robin cycle of hell. So it was a little bit of a joke. My friends and my family, and also football in this show. This is what I'm thankful at this point, because like everybody sees every time, if we're not laughing within 2 minutes of the opening of the show,
right?
It puts a smile on my face. So I'm thankful for friends and family and this show.
All right. Awesome. No, I love that, because again, it's like you said, putting a smile on someone's face is always something I love to do, and I love to see people laugh and smile. Handy, how about yourself, sir? This time of year, something you're thankful for, or a couple things, whatever.
My kids are all, my kids are all doing for themselves. They're able to do for themselves. And they're all doing well health-wise.
Good.
I'm working. I finally have something that is a career-oriented job with a retirement, an actual retirement, like a pension, and not, not something that's kind of dependent on the stock market.
Sure.
I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm thankful for, but I mean, I'm here with you guys, and I'm thankful for this because outside of this, my social life is pretty much Friday night karaoke. And I have found in this a group of new friends that I someday hope to actually get to Chicago to be able to meet, and meet in person. And so I'm thankful for this as well, because this has definitely opened up. This has definitely opened up other opportunities for me as well.
Yeah.
We got a comment here.
Okay. We'll look at that.
The question was asked.
What is she grateful for? And apparently it's Beautiful Bald Black Men on Football podcast. Well, all right, Dana. Okay. I don't know how to respond to that, so I'm just going to leave that there. Thank you, Dana. Thank you for tuning in.
My face is hot.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm blushing, but you can't tell.
Right. You funny. You funny.
Hey, look, dude, seriously. If the lights were dim and I lean back and I had on a black shirt,
I'm the same color as my shirt, practically.
There you go. Look at it.
Oh, I'm blushing for you, Handy.
There you go. She's blushing for you, my friend. There it is. But and again, I feel the same way. Like and football. There you go. Right. I get it. But I kind of feel the same way. Again, I've been very, especially I think the last few years, I feel like I've been very lucky with everything that I've been able to do. Even with having the surgery, everything fell into place for that. Getting some of the weight off is just not good for me. But like you said, my family, who has always been supportive with that, and the last few years especially, I have a great group of friends, and I do include you guys in that, because again, this, we talk to each other enough, and I've seen, obviously I get to see Tina and Delilah throughout the year at different points for whatever reason. Again, Handy, at some point we're going to meet my friend. We got to make sure we make that happen. But like you just
bring your pain. Hey, listen, not to cut you off.
No, good.
Bring your painkillers, because I'm sure after about 10 or 15 minutes together, ribs and cheek and the back of the head,
we're all going to be hurting
from laughing.
That's right, 100%. But you just. What'd you say, Tina?
Answer depends.
Oh, take it easy. Yeah, no, I'll be in the bathroom a lot. Then,
Oh
right?
dear Lord!
Right. Oh, did he just was
Hey,
just
I'm not that old yet. My
Right.
goodness.
Hey, we all know how old we are. It's okay. We're all around the same age. It's good, right?
Ourselves. Bring the depends.
Right. Bring it depends. But yeah, and again, obviously, and I'm thankful that I finally got an opportunity to work year round in a business I truly love. Again, I got hired to work the winter at the United Center where the Bulls and Blackhawks play, among other things that they have there. So now I'm actually able to work year round, which is something I've always strived to do, not just work the baseball season. So, again, thankful for a lot of that. Obviously, again, my family and friends, my and like you said, Tina, just I think being alive and being healthy enough to do things that I need to do and the things that I want to do and being able to, I know, I never want to take that for granted because I know there are people who can't do those things. So just overall, just I think thankful for what I have right now in my life and what I'm doing and just, yeah, the things that I am doing. So I think that's always a great thing to be thankful for this time of year. But again, we've come again to the end of another show. I don't know how an hour and 12 minutes went by so fast, but it always does. It's always great, though, to be here with you guys again. I was happy that, unfortunately, Delilah couldn't make it, but I was happy to be able to come on with you guys. Always to talk football and to have a few laughs because there's never a show where we don't have a few laughs.
You started to say drink, sir.
I was sure, probably. I mean, not that I'm a big drinker, but, every now and again you could use one, right? Why not? But
no, 11 years on the first of next month.
Okay, well, congratulations on that, then, my friend. No, I mean, yeah, that's again, that's a good thing. Again, like I said, I'm not much of a drinker either. I'll have a couple every now and again, but yeah, for the most part, I like to have my fun in other ways. But again, another week has come and gone. Thank you guys all for tuning in. For all of you who are going to watch this later, just know that we always bring the funny as well as the football. So for Tina Winter, Anthony Handy, and myself, Nick Rosario, everybody have a great week. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Y'all be good. We'll catch up with you later.